There's a fire, but no fire brigade. Our souls tonight, we losing this fight. Oh, our souls tonight is no.
Alright, we're back for another recording of Doki Doki Literature Club. And this time we are continuing on with the second poem that we wrote for the club. So let's click on the save and continue. So last time we chose Monica and Sayori because during the first poem I chose Sayori third and then Monica last. So let's try to do them first and then leave Natsuki and Yuri for last. So let's choose Yuri. Let's see what you've written for today. Well done, Ocean. Just goes already improving. Really? I did the exact same thing as I did for the first poem. Choose a bunch of random words, and then it'll make sense. Thank you, Yuri. Coming from you, that means a lot. Eh? It's nothing. I'm just happy to help inspire fellow writers. I know you're new to this, so don't worry if it seems like you can't get your poem to feel perfect. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings and write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise. I see. That's a certainly interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have, an example of that if you'd like to read it. Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. Alright, The Raccoon. Okay, let's see if we can read this cursive handwriting without messing up. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as a... I cannot read that. As an... Is that ordinary? I think that's ordinary. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. My strange tendencies as an ordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread. My scrumptious, not scrumptious, that's my subconscious. God damn it. My subconscious, well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an age? A wage? I think that's... Okay, I think that's age. I could be wrong, but I think that is age. The moon and... Oh my god, I'm so bad at reading cursive. The moon and cement? Insurments? Increment? I think it's increment. Its phase of reflex that much more light... Okay, let me try reading that again. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. The slice of bread, fresh and soft, the raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions on the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I bandage my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pav Pavlovian Pavlovian conditioning. I think that's the word. I slice the bread and feed myself again. Okay, so that was terrible. Oh man, I really need to work on my cursive handwriting and cursive reading. Yeah. Oh well, let's continue. Um, I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I accidentally right clicked. God damn it. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using a poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in more unusual hobbies, or in my more unusual hobbies. The, it's these sort of things that I'm usually forced to keep to myself, so I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Ocean? Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities. Even if it's difficult sometimes, and some things make us uncomfortable. Hell yeah. After all, if I didn't learn to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit right now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. Alright, so now we have Natsuki. Hmm, well, it's not really any worse than your last one, but I can't really say it's any better either. Thanks. You're really helpful. Phew. Huh? Phew what? Ah, well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take it as a win. And I get that feeling you're probably the most critical. Hey, what makes you. Wait, maybe that was a compliment. Glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be good as me one day. Or someday. That's, something tells me Natsuki completely missed the point. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. Yeah? You think so? Yeah. Well, I guess you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really stuck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden. Well, I don't know. But honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? That's a really interesting way to say how someone is fluffy. It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. Uh, that was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way: if it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away, like letting go of a balloon. You say that we take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna supposed to show you my poem. Here. Amy likes spiders. Okay, you know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound. pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time, I hurt my leg really bad, and Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let it touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has lots of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if she doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone. Okay. If you're supposed to express yourself, I can take from this that she does not like spiders. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I can do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies, and it helps me realize how stupid they're being. Like anyone would agree that the subject of the poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Okay, so I was really wrong about Nazi just conveying her feelings of it being her not liking spiders, and then trying to put it in a different way to why she doesn't like it. But oh well. Of course, it's about how everyone thinks mine. That doesn't matter. It can't be about anything, or it can be about anything. I wrote it to be easily to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or a guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people found out, they make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what somebody likes, as long as you're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect each other for liking weird things. Huh? That's funny. Yuri wrote about something similar today. Huh? Did you say Yuri? Yeah. She said her poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. That people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those things. Really? Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt that she has some weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Ooh. It's not like I would judge her or anything. Now she has trouble finding words. I guess I should try not to be so mean to her. If she feels insecure about weird behaviors and stuff, I mean, I would say people will make me feel insecure. And Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it, it sounds like she's learned her lesson. Well, I would say so. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in her poem. It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm going to write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it. Alright. Everyone's poem is now done. I wonder... The game hasn't taken a turn yet, in which that's why I'm quite confusing, because we're already 5 episodes in, and nothing too major has happened yet. Other than Monica stating game rules, not writing tips. Oh well, let's continue. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come and sit at the front of the room. Or that was the end of the sentence. At the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do with last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? And we don't need much more than a few decorations. Sarah's been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but let them tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Ah, sorry. I thought you heard of about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monica? Yeah, we're gonna be having a poetry performance. Each of us are gonna choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also gonna let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Shiori's putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Shiori has been coloring a poster. Or sorry, Shiori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think? Oh, sorry, that's how it was. Not see. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no, it's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know. There's no way I'm gonna be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it. Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys. No, sorry. I understand what they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's up to after them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kinda overlooked that. So I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. And if you start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah, it's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And those reasons, and it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is to stand in front of people for 2 minutes reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remained silent. Shiori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Shiori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members, and the least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but it looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. I guess I'll have to get it over with. Alright. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone's expectant faces. I guess I don't really have a choice. Thanks, everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. I really like that sentence. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way! Monica! This is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off by help everyone feel a little bit more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now let's see. Monica flipped through a notebook to the specific poem that she had in mind for herself. She stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than her inflection is... and more than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Shiori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. And finally, Monica flashes the recitation, or finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That that was so good, Monica. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Shiori? I'll go next. Wow, Yuri's fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches the sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she quietly walks over to the podium. The poem is called. Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. It's just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform to sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns, and in structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. Much a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she finishes. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back to reality and glances around as if she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save the situation. Sorry. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward, and we gave Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught off so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back to her seat. Oh wow. Instead of her just popping in, they actually zoomed her out to the left side. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. ... Yuri looks down. Looks like Yuri's down for the count. Okay, I guess I'm not up next then. Yuri hops out of her chair, cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Ah. Sorry, I giggled. Sorry. It's a lot harder than I thought. How do you guys do it so easily? Ah. Try not to think of it as you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, in front of a mirror, or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. Shiori begins her poem. Somehow, it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Shiori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were able to read this on paper, I probably won't make much of it. But hearing it come from Shiori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe that's what Shiori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I can reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Shiori finishes, and we applaud. I did it! Good job, Shiori. Even Ocean liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? It came out nicely, Shiori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. Eh? I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where your sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone. The next time, I'm gonna make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time for the festival, you know. Okay. Now, who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Ocean. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Ocean lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. Natsuki. It's fine. I might as well get over with it. Or get it over with. And I'm about to right click because I keep right clicking. God damn it. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll try to go with what I wrote for the day. I stand up and sit up from the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, make me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident with my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not as really good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more of your lack of confidence in your writings. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alrighty then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called. It's called. Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting? Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts trying the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and a rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken out loud. God damn it. I hate the right click. Why couldn't that be a different button other than right click? The words feel like they bounce up and down, as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes, and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easier for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Well... Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people would be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people. Well, it's just my friends. It's just embarrassing. That's what? Okay, that's kind of opposite to how people would react. People want to do it in front of their friends, not in front of other people, because they're not going to make fun of you for doing it, but these strangers would. So, I don't know. That's just a little bit of backwards thinking than what I would prefer to do. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Yeah. Well, that's just how it goes. Or, I read that completely wrong. That's just how it is, so. That's a weird way to put that, but whatever. Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez. I'll try to find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already presently surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy. Ah yeah, no problem. Okay everyone, I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write a poem for tomorrow as well. It's working out really nicely so far, and I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll be finished planning tomorrow, and then we'll have a weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. I can do this. Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Shiori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. It is for the sake of the club and impressing Monica. Then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Shiori? Yep. Look at you two, always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, Ocean. You don't have to say it. Whatever. Let's go already. I'll walk home with Shiori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, lots of things have already changed. But today, Shiori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Shiori. Hmm? Sorry, I was spacing out. Ah, no wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to. I mean, Shiori fumbles with her words. So let's just say that one day Yuri has to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Oh, wow. Hmm. Hmm. I want this decision to be like the last part of this. So, of the today's episode, because I like to keep these within 30 minutes. So, no, I like the cheerfulness of Shiori, so I'm gonna choose Shiori. Shiori, you really think I would ditch you for Yuri? Eh? But she's so beautiful and smart. Jeez, I already seen her in the club every day. Besides, you always seem to really like going home together. Wouldn't you just? I would just. Oh, sorry. I wouldn't just ruin that for you. You're so silly, Ocean. You think of me too much sometimes. Yuri would deserve it if you wanted. If you wanted it, so sorry. I've already made up my mind. I really can't figure it out sometimes. Sorry. Besides, what's the point of speculating something that's never gonna happen? Hmm? The conversation trails off. It's kind of a weird thing for Sarah. Kind of a weird thing for Sayori to care so much about. But I want to respect her and keep her happy too. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Alright, so we're on a poem 3, and this one will be for the festival. So I'm going to end it here. I'm going to just quickly save into this 5th slot. And I'm quite curious to see how this whole festival is going to go. I have a couple things in mind to how it's going to go, but I'd rather keep it to myself until I actually see it. So, for everyone, thank you for watching, and go see you next time, I guess. Whenever that episode will be. Bye.